Join me as I take on the challenge of getting rid of debt that's killing my retirement dreams. Hi, my name is Jess. Welcome to If Jess Can, You Can. Today I wanted to talk with you about how debt is working against us with retirement. I'm just going to talk with you a little bit about the different items with debt that we have. So I'll get into that, and also kind of a plan for getting rid of this debt, killing this debt, eliminating the debt, talking also about savings. And before we do that, I want to jump into some different budget items, because budgets are one of the biggest things that can completely just throw out the window any opportunity for saving and any opportunity to kill debt. And I can tell you right now, at 51 years old, I'm certainly feeling that as I'm looking at these years of retirement coming up here. So we have three different things in a budget. We've got essentials, we've got the needs, and we've got the want. All right, so let's take a look at, this is just essentials, all right? And again, we're talking about items that you kind of need to do this, but I just put down different numbers, and it's going to fluctuate based on where you live. This is all in US dollars, but I put down $2,000 for a mortgage. You might be tithing $1,000. Utilities, $500 as an example. My utilities get that high. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I think it's only going to be 103 today, and I said only. Let's see, medicine, $600, healthcare insurance, groceries, toiletries, hygiene, $1,100. Again, that might fluctuate based on the size of your family. Cell phone, I put down $200. My cell phone, I know, is more than that. I've got 4 people on my plan. Car, transportation, repair, I put down $400. Now, if you're one of these folks that has like a ginormous truck or I don't know, an electric car of some sort, that's going to be possibly more than that. Car insurance, I put down $200. Now, I'm laughing on the inside because my car insurance is over $800 a month. I've got 4 cars, 4 people driving. Car gas, I put down $300. Again, this number goes up based on how many folks you're paying for gas. Child care, I put down my old number of $1,200. That could be a crazier number today. Homeowners, renters insurance, $200. Homeowners association, if you live in one, could be $75. There was a property I had years ago that I think it was $400 a month. Life insurance, maybe $50, depending on how big of a policy that you have. That might increase if you have one for your spouse. Property tax, income tax, and by the way, I know that the property tax numbers goes higher in different states. I've seen it. I'm from Ohio. I think that's one of the states where that might be a higher number. But all in all, over $8,000 in just essentials. So talking about money flying out the door, this is going to mean paying off debt, and building savings is going to be a lot harder and possibly could delay your retirement. All right, next we're going to talk about needs and wants on the budget. Okay, so I put some numbers on here on the needs area. Child sports activities, I put down $200. All of these numbers, by the way, I'm just thinking of in a month timeline. And again, this is just a great example of how quickly money goes flying out. I personally, when I was younger, never thought I'd be spending the money that I spend now on just whatever kind of things, even just going out to eat. Credit cards, other debt, I put $250. That's going to possibly fluctuate or be different for you. Going out to eat, maybe that's $400. I know for me, I go out to eat, and that's good $80, $100 just going out to eat, and that's not anywhere fancy either. Streaming services, I put down $60. I know that's where I used to be at that point. I don't have any kind of dish or satellite or any of those kind of things. Wants, entertainment, I don't know what you'd call that, going out to the movies or whatever, going to play golf or something like that. I put down $300. Again, that number's going to fluctuate. Vacation trips for fun. Man, I know you see all the social media posts from folks and they're going out to doing this trip and that trip. Okay, all right, that's your needs, that's your wants. And as you can see, this is something that is just completely taking over your cash, and it's going to limit your savings. All right, so I'm going to show you what I am doing in my plans with saving. Okay, so I'm working on my plan to try to pay off debt. One of the starting points, though, is making sure that I have some kind of cash that is saved up. So a common recommended is a $1,000 emergency fund. When you look again at budget items and how much money's flying out, you will know, okay, monthly our expenses are X. It could be $4,000, $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, whatever it is. And so a goal is, can you get built up eventually 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So 3 months is one of the big goals here. And then all the way finally to 6 months worth of expenses saved up. Anyways, starting point is emergency fund. Then we're going to jump into the debt. I'm going to show you what this plan is to pay off the debt. Then after all of the debts have been paid is to start building this savings back up. Debt is this killer that's holding any of us back from being able to retire. I keep thinking about how challenging it's going to be to come off of my work's health insurance, go on to Medicare, go on to some other type of health insurance program, and then still have a mortgage flying out and only have a very limited income coming in during that time. And let alone just situations where I might need more medical care or something like that. So anyways, the goal is to get out of debt before we're going to get to that retirement age. So the pinnacle is to get all the way where the mortgage is paid off, those kind of things. But the starting point is the smallest debt. So for me, that smallest debt is a credit card. Then we also have 2 cars here. So my goal is to look at my budget and be able to pay down on my credit card more than the minimum payment, and to start working on getting rid of that. And maybe there's some different needs and want items that I'm not spending money on. Then once that is paid off, I'll apply what I've been paying on the credit card towards the first car. And this first car is the one with the lowest balance on it, and pay that down. Once that has cleared out, I'll combine the amount of monies that I've been paying and pay down car 2. All right? And same process. I'll take all of the monthly payments that I've been doing with that after that one is paid off. And for me, I have a home equity line of credit. I'm going to go and start attacking the home equity line of credit and paying that down. And I don't know if you've ever looked at these things here, but they're very front end loaded with interest. So you could be sitting there making payments on it and going nowhere. Pay off the home equity line of credit. Again, this is just like a bigger debt item for me, the next in line. And then the final one is the mortgage, is being able to take all of the monies that I'm spending in those different debt instruments and then paying down the mortgage and to clear out this mortgage. So that is the big goal, is to be debt free and to achieve financial freedom. All right, so let me recap really quick here. So in order to get to the point that I'm saving, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be paying on the credit card. Then once that's cleared out, start paying on car 1. And then once that's done and paid off, then I'm going to work on car number 2, applying the same amount of monies that I'm paying for these other 2 items towards this car. Okay? Then I take those 3 items, what I'm paying each month, to pay off the home equity line of credit. And it's at this point that this home equity line of credit has been paid off, then I start getting back after attacking my savings here. Okay, so the goal is, can I keep building this up to these months to eventually get to the point that I have 6 months in savings? When I get to that point, that's when I start going after the mortgage and start just paying that down. And what that cash is going to do is, that's going to keep me from ever going into any debt item. So car repair happens or whatever it is, or possibly if we are wanting to go on some kind of trip or something like that, we're doing it smart, we're saving up money towards that, and then we're doing those trips, not going into debt. as I turned 51 years old, I realized that I'm not in the position where I wanted to be at this age. And I'm kind of recognizing that debt is something that I need to get rid of before I'm ever even planning to retire here. And I have to do this mindset shift. And I think that's something that we all need to do, where we stop thinking about this thing and that thing, and we start working on kind of this unfun part and sacrifice, pay down debt, get smart with our budget, work on our savings, and then we can get to that financial freedom. We can get to that stage where we can retire and we will have fun. And it doesn't mean that we don't have fun along the way. So I'm interested in, what is it that you're going through right now? How's your retirement planning going? I'm not talking about your 401k and those kind of things, or whatever kind of retirement savings that you're doing. What I'm talking about is, how is your retirement planning going in regards to getting rid of debt and being out of debt or avoiding debt? Are you and your spouse, if you're married, are you on the same page with that? So please let me know in the comments. And again, I just really appreciate you coming to my channel and checking it out. I do some other fun videos on exercise and working out. And all of this is just because I'm in this over 50 crowd, and I'm realizing there's things that I need to work on to get better. And I'm hoping that my journey can help your journey as well. So again, thanks for coming by. If you're interested in checking out any of my exercise videos, I'm going to put a link to my playlist that I have that is about fitness and exercise, something that is just all part of this big picture as we're heading into this greatest years of our life. Again, thanks for joining me.